who broke onto the set of a live public TV show in Ecuador are under arrest.
First, you see a man with a pistol, then another with a shotgun, then more masked figures crowd the screen. After 15 minutes, transmission is cut. President Daniel Noboa ordered a state of emergency on Monday after 2 gang leaders disappeared from prison. There have been a series of other attacks.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
It's hump day. It is hump day. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Good morning, Rayford Brown, I think.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows. And we've all been on the road this morning.
Oh, yeah. I had to run down to the studio and because we were not on the air, but the transmitter computers downtown were they were all messed up due to the power outages yesterday. I didn't do anything. I just got down there and called our man, Hollywood, the man, and
Hollywood.
He managed to get into the computer system and get it operating. I had to first find his password book.
Oh, good. Let's go shopping.
Yeah. Well, I don't have it. He's got it. He had it.
He had to find it.
At his home.
Well, you're safe, Hollywood.
Yeah. So anyway, oh my goodness gracious, what a mess. What a rocking day we had yesterday.
And, it was something.
And last night, yeah, it was. You think the national news was something, but going around where we were, it was something else. And I know you guys have probably got as many stories as I've got, except I had to drive to Wilmington, end it, and came back when it was worser.
Yes,
a whole lot worser.
You came back right in the heart of it.
And I'm getting alerts first on weather radio that I had in my Jeep with me. One of my ham radios is set up so it also picks up the weather alerts. And because my phone doesn't operate outside Onslow County for emergency alerts.
I see.
I haven't signed up anywhere else. I just signed up in Onslow's own place. I should need it. But I got the weather alerts. Thank goodness for National Weather Service and their system again. So it worked out fine. I just knew exactly how bad the conditions I was in. Everywhere I went, they said there's a tornado just to your right or whatever. So I think there were 3 of them radar indicated, and there was several water spouts right along the beaches.
And how was the traffic?
Ridiculous. Some people were running like I was. Finally, when I got to Hampstead coming back last night, I said yesterday afternoon, it looked like night. I kicked my phone. I said, y'all just stay behind me and turn your blinkers on because I can see you a lot better that way. And everybody started turning their blinkers on.
That's good.
So that was a good thing. And a few people they passed me. I'm running 40, 45 miles an hour at the most. I could get up to 45 in between weather, rain blast. But the rest of the time I was 35, 40 miles an hour. And there would be a few people to go by me. They're probably kicking on 70.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I expected to see them rolled over anywhere down the road. There was one guy, a tractor trailer rig. He was a semi rig, and he had this was going to Wilmington, and he had it wasn't in puddles. He did a little hydroplaning with that thing, and it started to jam his butt down.
Oh,
because that could have been a mess. Scared me. I was even a quarter mile behind him when I saw it. A lot of time. Anyway, y'all stayed inside, I take it during all this.
I stayed inside, and I could actually sometimes hear the wind, which is hard to hear the wind in my house. It's a brick house with a metal roof, so I don't really hear anything. But I could actually hear the wind. And what was bad is when you're monitoring the weather on the TV, and you got sounds coming from the sound bar. You don't know if it's coming from outside or inside. I kept having to mute the TV. It was crazy. Yep. It was crazy.
I understand. It was a heck of a event. Kelly, you have all your patients showed up? Your clients? You closed.
Well, my business partner had made the decision. He wanted us to close at 3 to make sure the staff got home. So
What a nice boss.
We canceled some people that just want to cancel. I've got a lot of clients that live down in Sneads Ferry, and I did not want them driving. So A couple of them I canceled, and a couple I just went. I have an office at my house, so I did telehealth. Yeah, with some
Help?
telehealth.
I thought you said.
No, she needs
Well, it is
Right.
Kelly. Oh, I like that. I do like
Yeah,
that. You know
that's-
what? I do need to call it that. Yeah.
Kelly
She just call it Kelly Health. That's right.
It's better,
Yeah.
more personal.
Yeah. So
You stayed inside, didn't you?
Oh yes. I
Well,
got
it was
everything picked up out of the
howling.
yard early
Yeah, I
and
did
back
that
down
too.
there. I put the truck in the garage and I was just like, I went out about 11 o'clock last night and I just took it out of the garage.
Oh, okay.
there's
So-
a lot of debris
Oh, yes.
on the road
Oh,
coming
coming-
out of my neighborhood that goes to
You should-
17th. That's Empire.
Yep.
There's limbs everywhere.
Coming up Rayford's Road, I was dodging limbs.
Yeah. There's like limbs everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna go by later if I can and pick up some kindling.
Firewood.
Well, you're going to have plenty of. You come to my neighborhood because right on Empire, there's a lot. And my
Yeah.
daughter said on their little neighborhood, the neighborhood app, somebody on Pine Valley was requesting someone to find their trash can that they knew had blown down the street. Their
Oh, my.
I
City of
saw that.
Jacksonville
That
trash
was so
can.
funny. And then there was a lady that was pleading with people. Her pigs got out. Her little
saw
pigs
that.
got out of
Yes.
a pen.
Yes.
And people were finding little pigs everywhere.
Yeah.
So I hope she got them all back.
One found they were cute little pigs.
They were.
Yeah.
I
would've
saw
brought
a
'em
picture
in.
of one.
Yeah.
It was like in a dog cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so cute.
They were very cute. No, they were adorable.
It was in a
Oh,
dog
they're
cage.
little
It was
small
a
pigs. Oh, Rachel,
potbelly.
these pigs are cute.
Yeah.
Yes. Very cute.
I don't think some people expected to get like it did last night.
Well,
I don't know
what
why,
they warned.
Because there
I
was
mean,
so many warnings out, but I saw people that didn't pick up anything in their yards.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to find it this morning. I mean, I took everything in.
I did. I even
yesterday.
put my bird feeders down.
I took mine
My
down.
shepherd's hook down, and I mean,
Mhm.
all my stuff in my yard is down.
I had to
My,
take
my
all my
wind
little
chimes,
windmills. Yeah.
yeah, everything is down.
No.
We might as well keep it down because it looks like we have another
Friday's
system
another
coming in
yeah.
Friday.
What
and-
is this?
It's Finn, Finn Part 2.
Yeah, but this is El
Huh.
Nino. It's
Yeah.
cause of El Nino.
No, they named this one with the EFG.
Yeah,
this one's a G.
Yeah.
You're right. This was Finn G. I saw it on
I
what is
saw
it?
too.
Gabrielle.
Gert Gin
Again, something like that.
Yeah,
Really?
it's something with it has a name.
Oh,
Yeah,
bless their hearts.
Winter Storm, something with the G. But I also feel like it may. I'm the only one that thinks this. It almost seems like our storm here hit a little later than they anticipated that it would. It's like things started happening a little bit later
No,
than
they
they thought.
said it was going to be in the afternoon,
Yeah.
the big part.
Well, it was like almost evening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it was a time out there, Mike. What? And the wind was still blowing this
Oh,
morning.
it's like blowing hard out there. It's blowing.
Yeah, I
blew
see
this-
the trees
Jerry.
moving back and forth.
This
Jerry.
is
I knew it was
Jerry.
something with the G. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jerry. Winter Storm Jerry.
I knew it was with the G.
Hey.
Okay.
And then there again, they.
Gerry is how they spell it.
It's got
That's what I mean.
Gerri on this.
Oh, I.
Yeah, with an I.
That makes it a girl.
That could be a female, yes.
That's a female Jerry name.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
Maybe it's short for Gertrude. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know, but
That would be
Um,
Gertie.
True.
yeah, I would
My
call it
grandmother's
Gertie.
name was
Yeah.
Gertrude. And she
My
called
aunt's
her
name
Gertie.
was Aunt Gert. She was a fireball. I see where I get it from.
Well, some people still don't have power here.
Yeah, I
County.
noticed. And the station was down
Yeah.
since late yesterday afternoon, early evening. The transmitter was up,
Mhm.
but downtown was knocked out. And they didn't get power back till very early this morning.
Yeah.
And we had to get over there and get things reset, get everything done. Thought we were going to have to do the show from there. I never
Yeah.
operated that board before, but
Mm.
I figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, that was it says a mic and a mic and a mic and a mic.
There you go.
I didn't find any Georges, but I found a bunch of mics.
Hey.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, it was a rock and rolling evening last night.
And we do need to be careful. We still got wind today
Yes.
and offshore. We'll talk about that in the weather coming up. But there's a lot of wind out there. I hope nobody got out in their boats yesterday. If you did, you
You're
might
crazy.
not be hearing us this morning. Let's just put it that way, because it was nasty. 15, 16-foot seas offshore and not very far offshore. Didn't have to go very far. Had 10 to 12 footers on the beach.
Wow.
You know,
yes.
when you get 12-foot waves on the beach, that's not good. And the Weather Bureau was putting out warnings for inexperienced swimmers. Why inexperienced? There's not enough experience to be out there in that water.
Why would you?
I
I don't understand.
if you have a death wish, I can understand it. That's about the only reason. But whatever. Well, Donald,
Oh, yes.
Don't do it.
I watched
he
it
and his attorneys,
yesterday.
they tried to convince a 3-judge federal panel that Trump, as a sitting president, had immunity occurred on January 6th back in 2021. He was still president at the time. It was the time that Trump was encouraging legally his supporters to march to the Capitol to demand that his vice president, Michael Pence, refused to acknowledge that the election that he lost was flawed. Is that how you saw it?
Pence.
Up until that point in time, was it legal?
Are
what
you
he
talking
did-
about
what
the
he did-
election?
Well,
Wait,
no,
what are we
forget the
talking
election.
about?
The election was a
Oh.
legal election. It was not
Right.
flawed.
No, it wasn't flawed.
What are you saying? Was it legal?
Was it legal for Donald Trump to encourage his supporters to march to the Capitol to demand that his vice president acknowledge that the election that he lost was flawed?
Well, I mean, marching, as we have been told repeatedly,
Mm-hmm.
is not a crime.
Nope.
No, they have the right
So
to
you
protest.
could argue that it was legal.
So,
Was it smart? No.
well,
Why would you? But okay,
you know, he's Donald Trump.
yeah.
That's what everybody has said since he started running for president.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, that's just Trump.
Well,
That's the
have
way
you-
Trump is. He's a New Yorker. He's the Trump he is.
Well, have you heard the
Whoa.
latest?
What
He wants
now?
to give his own closing arguments
Good.
in his trial.
with that.
Can you imagine what a fiasco that's going to be?
After listening to it yesterday, and one of the judges on the Supreme Court,
Of course, it was on the
federal
Supreme
court. I'm sorry, I meant to say that it may go to the Supreme Court next, but one of his attorneys was arguing his case, and boy, she kept coming back with questions. I was like going ding, ding, ding. It was worth listening to. It was interesting.
Glad I didn't listen to it.
She was like, well, you want immunity for something that he may have done illegal, which we haven't determined that. But yet, is it all right for sitting president to maybe have one of his people take out a political appointment, like hire an assassin or something? I mean, she was throwing it out there, and I was like, ooh.
Well, Pence, of course, declined to. He did to validate the election process.
Right.
It was legal, and this is the outcome.
Mhm.
We lost. Simply put, that was
Don't
it.
say that word lost. I got bashed for saying that.
And a bunch of Trump supporters stormed the Capitol instead, assaulted law enforcement officers, and did bad things at our Capitol. Help me. Am I missing the boat here? 1,200 people have been identified and arrested. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're awaiting trial. The only question that needs to be addressed is simple. Was Donald Trump complicit in what some claim was an insurrection, and that his actions or lack of action was the reason the Capitol was overrun on that date? Reports, accurate or not, we do not know, was that he watched closed circuit TV from his quarters and decided not to take any action. The question before the court, was he required as the president to take any action? That's not a political question. That's a legal question.
I think it's more moral than anything else.
For the voters, that's indeed a question that needs an answer. And the only people who can answer that question are the voters. Back to Trump. Should he be barred from running in presidential primaries because accusers claim he committed an act of insurrection? Because of what? That he did not stop thousands of supporters from being jerks, attacking the police officers and others at the Capitol on the fateful date? Not much of a legal argument, honestly, not my opinion. Was he stupid? If you answer yes, then I will submit that at least 50% of our elected legislators are guilty too. I can assure you that a smaller, thank goodness, of our elected local lawmakers are not that way. But we do have some, not many, but a couple. I just am trying to figure out where is the legal responsibility for him, the president, to stop insurrection. If that's the case, why did the president, Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush, you name them, why did they not stop the riots that have occurred in cities across this country?
I agree.
Was it his responsibility to do that? Yes, he is the president, and he is kind of like in charge of D.C. because there are no governors there. There's not a governor there, as Steve pointed out yesterday. But even a governor who does not take action in a state, is he guilty of insurrection because he did not take any action to stop it?
Good point.
That's the legal quandary that I have.
Well, hopefully we'll know soon.
Yeah, well, I don't know that we will ever know because I just don't know how they're going to. I suspect that I know how this federal panel is going to roll. That no, you do not have immunity.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays
But
out.
to decide he does not means that they have to decide that there was a law violated, right?
Exactly.
It's confusing.
Yeah, it is confusing. This whole thing has soiled politics.
Yeah. Let's take a break, do a little bit of weather, and regroup and regather and come back here on the other side. You're live and local, Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, in just about 15 minutes, we're going to have Dr. Rosemary Stein in here. And it is what? National Health Day?
It's healthcare. It's Healthcare Wednesday.
Healthcare Wednesday.
Yes.
All right. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
EY4 post a job on ZipRecruiter, get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion, take a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These are each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest, and we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 the Second Amendment off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and Constitution.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
You know, it's been real good for fishing or boating or hunting or pretty much anything you want to do outdoors for the last few days, right? And it's going to get bad again. It's going to be that way. However, as we all know, if you sit back and wait, things will turn around. And while you're waiting, take a look at your gear. If your rods and reels need some attention, now would be the time to re-spool them with new line, add a little reel oil, and clean the eyes on your rods. Make sure there are no burrs or spurs on those eyes. The critters can play havoc on monofilament line and braided line. It's still winter, so make sure you either winterize your motors, especially the inboard-outboard ones, or take your boats down to Tideline Marine. They'll be happy. Also, check your lures while you're at it, especially the hooks. Sometimes they get a little bit rusty and are less than sharp. We certainly don't want to lose a good fish, a really big one, because we failed to keep our gear good to go. For all of your boating and fishing needs and some advice, check in with a fine team of professionals at Tideline Marine. They're at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Okay, here we go. Guess. Winds. Westerly winds are 40 knots with gusts up to 50 knots, diminishing to 25 to 30 with gusts to 35 in the afternoon. Seas still 11 to 16 feet offshore, subsiding to 8 to 11 in the afternoon. Near shore seas 9 to 13 feet, subsiding to 7 to 10 this afternoon. Dominant period 10 seconds. Sounds and rivers extremely rough, diminishing to very rough this afternoon. Tomorrow, westerly winds are coming down 10 to 15 knots. Seas coming down 4 to 6. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Friday, winds out of the east 10 to 15 knots, becoming southeasterly 20 to 25 with gusts up to 35 again in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 to 6 and probably even bigger than that in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, becoming rough in the afternoon.
You done?
I'm done.
Okay. Today, sunny, high of 54. I'm laughing at the 17-mile-an-hour winds because I think it's much higher than that right now. With gusts as high as 29, it's going to be windy, and it's very windy out there right now. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 32, so it's going to be cold, but not really windy, so I'm happy about that. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 56, with still gusty winds. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 34. Friday, round 2 of the nonsense, showers and thunderstorms. Looks like higher precipitation in the thunderstorms and gusty winds as high as of now 22 miles an hour. Then it goes overnight, but then Saturday it will be sunny. So I guess it's a one-day winter storm. What do we say it was, Gertie? Jerry. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yikes.
It's
a big old yikes.
I haven't looked at the weekend yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday are.
Saturday looks sunny, which
It
I
looks
got
like it's coming in Friday and during the day and overnight, which I really wish. Why do we have to have these storms during the night?
Yeah.
Well, you can't see
out the
nothing.
windows.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, we have some good news for Onslow County residents.
What's that?
Division of Motor Vehicles will reopen a license plate
Yep.
agency in Jacksonville beginning January 17th. The former office located at 201 Wilmington Highway was closed, as we know, on November 17th. A temporary LPA express office will open next week at 299 Wilmington Highway, which is next to the driver's license office. And it will be operated by the North Carolina Department of Motor Vehicle staff
Not a contractor.
until a new commission contractor is selected.
Yeah.
The division is currently in the interview phase of the process to find a new operator and is hoping to have one in place by April.
I'm not buying the stories that they were giving. I don't know. Maybe it's accurate. I don't know, but I don't think so. Knowing the family,
Yes.
I don't think so.
I agree with
Some
you.
good people there.
And just to walk in and shut you down with no notice.
Mhm.
That's hard.
You know, we talked about it off mic this
Yes.
week about one of our school board members
Yes.
and some issues, some personal issues, but it wasn't her fault. It was an ex's fault that she had to call the law,
Correct.
and the law got involved. And the law apparently shared some information or maybe misinformation with a member of what we call the dissidents.
Right.
And then things got on social media
Exactly.
and things that were not accurate,
True.
as one can expect, right?
It was all wrong. It was incorrect information.
It was lies.
It was
other words.
lies. Yes, it
let's just call
was.
it what it is. Something was sent to me yesterday. It was supposedly written by a lady who was on her deathbed. She was elderly, not dying right then, but she was elderly. And she said, try everything twice. I tried everything twice, loved it both times, she said. Keep only cheerful friends. The grouches pull you down. Keep in mind if you were one of those grouches. Keep learning. Learn more about the computer, crafts, gardening, whatever. Never let the brain get idle. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. And the devil's name is all. Enjoy the simple things. Laugh often, long, and loud. Laugh until you gasp for breath. And if you have a friend who makes you laugh, spend lots of time with him or her. The tears happen. Yes, that happens. Endure, grieve, and move on. The only person who is with us our entire life is ourselves. Live while you are alive. Surround yourself, isn't y'all, for you dissidents, surround yourself with who and what you love. Whether it's family, pets, keepsakes, music, plants, hobbies, whatever, your home is your refuge, not your prison. Cherish your health. If it's good, preserve it. If it's unstable, improve it. If it is beyond what you can improve, get some help. Don't take guilt trips. Take a trip to the mall, even to the next county, or to a foreign country, but not to where the guilt is. Tell the people you love that you love them at every opportunity. Forgive now those who make you cry. You might not get a second chance.
It's good advice.
Pretty cool.
Wonderful advice. And it's never too late to do something you've always wanted to do.
Never, ever.
Never, ever.
I run into people on a regular basis say, God, I wish I'd learned to dive when I was younger. I said, how old are you? 50?
Oh, that's a baby.
You're a child.
Yes, baby.
I knew a guy that took diving lessons and he was 65. He didn't even know how to swim when he went to take diving lessons. They had to teach him to swim first.
Oh,
That's
my
wild.
goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why not?
Yeah,
If
why
you want
not?
to try it, do it.
Why not? I agree.
Hey, Jacques Cousteau was diving until he died, and he didn't drown.
Wow.
And he was in his 80s.
And got a new scam alert that just came out from the Department of Justice.
Oh, goodness.
This is concerning the Justice Department and Navy issued a fraud alert for veterans and service members filing claims for injuries sustained due to the contaminated water at the Marine Corps base here at Camp Lejeune. The
Right.
Navy and DOJ cited reports of unscrupulous people and companies attempting to acquire the personal information of filers under the Camp Lejeune Justice Act. As the fraudulent email and telephone solicitations were the most common method in which the filers were targeted. The Justice Department and Navy will never request money or payment from a filer. Authorized emails from the Navy will CL claims at us.navy.mil. A filer can forward any of those email messages to that address to verify that it's authentic.
I've had phone calls.
Right.
Say, did you live at Camp Lejeune? Yada, yada. Why are you even calling me?
Yeah, well, if somebody calls you, they suggest that you ask for the person's name and position.
Oh, you can ask
and
for
then
it.
call CLCU at the number here stated, and we'll put all that on our webpage. But if you're represented by the attorney, the Justice Department and Department of Navy will contact them, not you.
Yeah.
Somebody's always got their hands out trying to take other people's money.
Yeah, they just any way they can.
It's crazy.
Federal lawyers for Ghislaine Maxwell to search her emails for dozens of lewd terms and high-profile names in the lawsuit brought by Jeffrey Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre. That's according to court records. And amid some back and forth between lawyers for both sides, Geoffreys zeroed in on key names in Maxwell's orbit, including the British Prince Andrew, and terms including nipple, schoolgirl, servitude, and sexual terms.
Wow.
Massage, another sought-after term, was Epstein's code word for sex with the young women and girls he employed as massage therapists, one of Epstein's accusers claimed in other files released in the case. My goodness gracious. So they searched it using some keywords. The name Bill is not only a common name, but would also return receipts for every bill that our client has ever received, sent, or discussed. Bills or names or just invoices.
Wow.
So what a mess.
Oh, what a terrible mess.
All right. We're waiting a call from our good friend, Dr.
Have you got
Rosemary
Theo's
Stein.
question ready, Kelly? Just got it right there.
Theo, pay attention because we're only going to ask it once.
Right here. I got to read how I wrote it, though.
You don't know how you wrote it?
I wrote it kind of shorthand.
Shorthand? Oh. Did you ever take shorthand in school?
Yes,
I did. And I got high scores in it. I took it with the seniors. I was only a junior and I got awards for my shorthand.
Wow.
I used to use it, but it's been so many years now.
Just use a recorder.
Yeah, it really, but I remember several investigations where the investigators would dictate to me and I did it all in shorthand, then I had to type it. Those days are over.
Yeah, it's Dr.
Yeah.
Rose. Oh, I got headphones on. Uh-oh.
Okay. Dr. Rosemary Stein. Good morning. How are you, Doc?
I am doing well. I hope you are.
Oh, hanging in here. Just trying to get rid of this little, it's not pain. It's just phlegm and stuff. Is that dangerous?
Well, it could be if you swallowed a lot of it, but otherwise, you just got to get it out.
Yeah. It's just raspy, irritating. That's the biggest
Well,
thing.
I know you guys have been talking about the weather probably all morning, but how did you guys do compared to Alamance County?
Well, I just, I had to drive back from Wilmington in the height of the storm yesterday afternoon.
Oh, God.
At breakneck speeds of 40 miles per hour. And my weather radio kept going off and telling me that there was a tornado right near me. They didn't know where I was about. So I was in Holly Ridge, about 6 or 8 miles from where one touched down at Surf City. Goodness.
Oh, gosh.
And the wind was blowing. She was howling, and it was sheets of water coming across the road, and my vehicle was bouncing back and forth from one lane to another. It was a lot of fun. Not.
Well, I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
How did you
Any
fare?
casualties in your area?
Not that we've heard of, just a lot of tree limbs. And power was out in a bunch of the area here.
Yeah, I think we had at least one death. Might have been like a mobile home.
Yeah. I think there was one that fell on a
Central
car.
Carolina.
That was Catawba County.
Yeah, fell on a car and killed the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to be careful during those storms, and we got one coming up on Friday. So,
Yep, here we go again.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go again.
And we're going to find out. We got to count down 10 days from yesterday because there was lightning around me.
There was lightning at my house.
So we're going to have to count down and see if that old wives' tale holds true. 10 days from what was yesterday, the 9th. So on or about the 19th, we should have snow.
Stop.
Yeah.
Look like there's a possibility next. I think it was Tuesday.
Oh,
so
that's a little too early.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a strange winter so far, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, over in Nebraska, I was watching. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday it was. They had some pretty heavy snowfall in Nebraska area coming across, and then Illinois. Yesterday they were talking about that. Had some live shots on the Weather Channel up in Illinois, and they had a lot of snow, and they got more coming.
Oh gosh, well that's what winter's about up there.
Yeah,
that's why we live in the South.
that's right. And if it starts snowing here again like it did in 1989, I'm gonna move further south. Key West, here I come.
All right,
Well, right.
I see what Doris is talking about. I pulled up my mom's forecast for Tuesday, and high is 37, the low is 16. So and she's in Rockingham County, so she's right by you. So I see what you're talking about Tuesday. Yikes.
Yeah. The precipitation is going to snow.
Oh, it will. Yeah.
We'll see. It looks like it's the precipitation has been pulled out of the forecast.
Well,
but there's no telling.
There's some on that Monday though, and a low of 22. So it'll be icy, or on which one if it does it for Monday. So yikes.
That's right.
Yep, that's a yikes. All right, so Dr. Rose, I have a question for you. One of our longtime listeners, who is sometimes our antagonist, and I love him to death.
He's a good antagonist.
Absolutely love Theo. But he has a question for you. So if you remember back about a month ago, it might have been 2 months now, the lady in Texas was pregnant and the baby was deemed to be not viable. And she could not get the abortion in the state. And she was able to have it, and she was having to travel out of state. And this could impact both the mom's health as well. They knew, whatever was wrong with the baby, it wasn't viable. His question for you is, what as a doctor, considering doctors take the oath to protect life, and he's looking at it, I think, from the standpoint of the mom's life, because they knew the baby was not viable. He wants to know what your opinion is. What do you think about that? About, states getting involved in this kind of refusing care?
Well, first of all, it is the extreme and unusual that the baby's life would impact the life of the mom. Mm-hmm. It is so unusual that in my 30 years of medicine, I don't think I've seen it. Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm a pediatrician, but I see all the moms.
Yeah.
So in 30 years of practicing medicine, I don't think I've seen it. So it is very, very unusual. So the first thing I want to say is to utilize it for a reason for all the rest of the country would not be fair to babies. But on the other hand, that's an ethical question. Mm-hmm. That is very important to realize. And with every rule and law, there is an exception. If that is truly a situation where that ruling could impact the life of the mom, that's definitely something to consider. And all possibilities should be given to that family to be able to make sure that if the baby can't live and that baby is causing damage or impact on the life of the mom, that the life of the mom, because the baby can't live, then becomes first. Otherwise, the mom and the baby, this is me ethically talking. So I've been on ethical boards before. So the life of the mom and the baby are a dyad. And one is as important as the other. It doesn't matter age or anything else, but those two are a team. And so in just about every situation, that mom and that baby are considered medically of the same medical value. But when one is considered, that baby can't live for whatever reason, then you have to say no longer a dyad. The mom's life is the one that is impactful in this moment, and then that situation becomes the more prevalent. So what could have happened if that situation is correct and the life of the baby was not anymore considered to be viable is a good word, then a decision made to make sure that non-viable baby was delivered and that the mom and that therefore had her life preserved.
Okay. I looked it up. So the baby had trisomy 18, or is it 19? In and out of the emergency room, like a lot, with complications from whatever was happening with the pregnancy. And trisomy 18. And they were lawyers were arguing that the pregnancy jeopardized both her health and her ability to have more children. And so what ended up happening is one of the questions that, when Theo was to ask, the doctors, basically the state attorney general said any doctor that attempts to treat this woman is going to be charged. So he was asking also, as a doctor, why did they just do it anyway? And I tried to explain to him that, they would have attacked their license. And that's why a lot of the doctors were unwilling, because when the attorney general said, you will not treat this woman. And that's why he's like, that's what he was saying. Also, doctors have that, ethical responsibility. He started, the Hippocratic Oath and all that stuff. But, and I was explaining to him that, but they threatened their license. She ended up going out of state and having the abortion.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, and and every story has two endings. We had the most unusual thing that you're saying is that we had a 13-year-old mom. This was years ago, and she did not have, as you can imagine, very good prenatal care. Her
Correct.
mom, the mom's mom, was not very responsible.
Right.
But this 13-year-old being a baby, and the baby, you could look back on my Facebook page. He had DiGeorge syndrome, which is a part of trisomy 18. So he has trisomy 18 together with DiGeorge syndrome, which means that he had heart problems. He didn't have a good thymus, which is what helps you fight illness. And he had a parathyroid problem, which dysregulated his calcium. Well, anyway, so it looked like he was not going to be with us very long. Beautiful baby. We loved him to death. We wanted to have every moment with Alan that we could. Alan is still alive.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
So, the thing is, you don't know.
Correct.
So you can have the prediction that any baby is not going to make it. We looked at this baby. He was in the PICU for like 3 months straight. We didn't think. We prayed. We went to visit. We felt for this baby and this young mom.
Right.
But Alan is well. He annoys the heck out of us when he comes in, and we love him to death. he yells and screams and wants his way. He's spoiled to death because we never expected him to live beyond 3 days, 4 days, and now he's made it to 6 years of life. So that we all spoiled him and we let him deal with to the extremes, everything that we wouldn't let other little guys do. But the thing of it is that medicine is sometimes predictable, but many times not. You have no idea, and to have made a decision on Alan when we didn't know what God intended,
right,
might have been a mistake. So you have to look at it from both of those ways. I don't think that the way that's coming across for Texas and its lawmakers is coming across well. I certainly wouldn't have said, I'm going to take your license away. And if the mom felt that the baby was endangering her life, I think in the end that doesn't give license to all abortionists, but it's something to really consider. I personally would not have chosen to be to that extreme on saying I'm going to take your license away to doctors because that they wanted to listen to what mom was really sensing about that the baby was in danger. This baby and its life is endangering her life. I think that in that case it should have been something more. There should have been more voice to the mom in that situation.
Right.
Okay. Dr. Stein, thank you. We do appreciate it.
Thank you,
Dr.
And I know Theo's listening.
I know he's listening to
Sorry
it.
that I went on and on.
No.
You did good.
You did what he wanted you to do.
All right.
It's a very big ethical
It is.
question.
Big time. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You guys have a great day.
You
Talk to
too. We'll see you next week. And we do have, let's see, we won't have a lot of time to talk here before we take a break, but we'll get started. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Bill.
Hey, Bill, can you hold on? We got to take a break.
Yep. Hold on, Bill.
Yeah.
You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right.
For a job, full-time, part-time, Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating since 1867. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way. It's the 51st annual Trenton Volunteer Fire Department EMS Annual Farm Equipment and General Auction County Fairground. Trenton, come to buy. Saturday, January 13th, beginning at 8:30 a.m. Bring your items to sell Thursday, January 11th and Friday, January 12th, and come to buy. There will be farm equipment, including tractors, plows, harvesters, combines, trailers, and sprayers, trucks, dump, grain, and pickup trucks, miscellaneous items such as cars, boats, campers, tools, furniture, a flea market with household items, toys, antiques, just about everything, even bulldozers and backhoes. Booth rentals are available. Their homemade bake sale, country cooked barbecue, and chicken place will be available. There will be 7 auctioneers and over 5,000 people in attendance. The Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. crew will be broadcasted live. That's me, Buddy Hollywood, 11-1. For more information, contact Brock Motor Company, 252-448-2161. After 6 p.m., call 252-448-4161 or 252-448-4441. Be a part of the fun and excitement of the 51st Annual Trenton Volunteer Fire Department and EMS Annual Farm Equipment and General Auction, Saturday, January 13th, beginning at 8:30 a.m.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1. On WSME.
And we are back live in local Real Talk. And on the line right now is Bill. Good morning, Bill. Thanks for holding.
Yes. I was glad I did. I was listening, and the way I heard Kelly describe is that the child was no longer viable.
Right. That's what they said online.
To me, that means not alive anymore. And I would think that there wouldn't be even any kind of ethical decision to expel basically a non-viable fetus.
It wasn't dead, but it was not. Yeah, they were using the term viable. That was the term the lawyers were using. But in other words, the baby was not expected to survive either the full-term pregnancy, because she was 20 weeks when they were trying to have this abortion, or the baby was going to pass away pretty quickly after birth, according to them. And but that's why they were calling it non-viable.
All right. Yeah. So that term was being misused there.
Yeah. I think they were. Yeah, they were. Because I get what you're saying.
If the child was alive,
yeah,
it was obviously viable.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now it just hit me that there would be, if I was a doctor, it had to be a decision maker, and I wanted to say if the child's not viable before, toxemia or something else results, induce labor, expel the baby, and
they were.
It's already dead.
Yeah. No, the baby was not dead in the womb, but they were also saying that there were going to be complications with perhaps having the baby in terms of damage to the body based on this. I guess what the doctors were saying were the complications from whatever was wrong with this baby. So, but they used the term non-viable. It was, I read it. I read this right off, a statement.
Was it the mother carrying the baby and then her mother's opinion as to there was something wrong?
No, the doctors did an ultrasound, and they also, when you're pregnant now, they do all these blood tests and stuff. And between the ultrasound and the doctors treating the woman, they found this baby had that trisomy 18, whatever that is. And I think that's when after so many weeks, women are given tests to determine if the baby may have Down syndrome, for example, or some other genetic disease or something going on with them. And somehow they determined that the baby had all these problems. So it was determined. The doctors were who had told her, and she'd been in and out of the hospital quite a few times with complications from the pregnancy anyway. And they were their argument was this complicated pregnancy was also causing these problems.
Yeah. Okay. Now I guess the situation it was presented. I guess in the beginning it was a lot kind of scenario that, and hearing non-viable meaning dead already.
Yeah. No, I agree with what you're saying, but they just said it wasn't a viable pregnancy. In other words, the baby was not expected to last either the pregnancy or would die shortly after birth at risk of bomb.
Did they say what month?
20 weeks.
She was 20 weeks.
20 weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's basically 5 months, and then
roughly. Yeah.
I don't know if they could. Yeah, the fetus would be pretty small still, I would think.
Yeah, yes. But it was fully formed. But yeah, you know what I mean, like formed enough for them to know.
Yeah.
Okay, gotta take a break, Bill. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not a big abortion advocate. I do not believe it. Should just be used as a type of birth control. Somebody forgot.
Bill.
As a condom.
Bill, we got to take a break. Thank you. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. Be right back.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. With Martin Championship for 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Hey, make sure you join Pig Perks Rewards and earn 1 point for every $1 spent. Family pack T-bone steaks, $9.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, just $4.99 a pound. 2-pound bag bright leaf hot dogs, $7.99. Whole Boston butt, $1.59 a pound. Half cut boneless strip loin, $5.99 a pound. Western style pork ribs, just $2.59 a pound. Jumbo pack fryer drumsticks or thighs, $1.19 a pound. What a steal. You can always find certified Angus beef and Sanderson Farm chicken at the Pig. 2-pound bag seedless mandarins, just $9 a bag. 1 pint sweet blueberries, just $3.99. Tarts, California lemons, 49 cents each. crisp green cabbage, 79 cents a pound. 1 pound bag, sweet baby carrots, $1.49. And oranges, 59 cents each. Zucchini or yellow squash, $1.99 a pound. And 3 6-packs, half-liter Coke or Sprite, just $11. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, save big with the pig.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME and worldwide WSME971.com. And worldwide, here we come. Peter Wright, our Medicare, a gentleman who can answer our questions. And you still got clients out there, customers coming to see you?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So that deadline is a flexible thing that we talked about before. Back in December 7th or whatever the date was.
Well, that's the annual enrollment period that ends on December the 7th.
Okay.
Yeah. That's from October the 15th to December the 7th. So that's where people gain choice about getting a Medicare Advantage plan, whether they've got a supplement plan at the moment or a drug plan.
Okay. Now there are some exceptions to the rule. You can make a change one time up for through March something.
During from January the 1st through till March the 31st, there's what we call an open enrollment period for Medicare, and that's where people can make one change to their existing Medicare plan. You already have to have an existing Medicare Advantage plan, but the main reason for that is so that if you've picked a new plan, for instance, or if on your existing plan, if one of your doctors isn't in the network, or maybe a drug isn't being covered, or you just don't like the new plan you've got into, then you can, or the plan you're in, then you can make that one change.
Now, have you made any changes? Anybody come to see you since 10 days ago now, or I guess since the first of the year? Have you had some people that you've changed over?
I've got a couple of people. No, most of the people that I've had contact me are turning 65 at the moment. Yeah. Because I, as an agent, you're not allowed. You don't advertise about open enrollment period. You're not trying to. You're meant to not, legally. You're not meant to be trying to change people during this period. It's if they want to change. Unfortunately, though, that's not what happens with. There's a lot of unscrupulous agents out there, which is why you were saying to me last week you're still getting phone calls.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so what's happening is a lot of people are getting phoned or seeing messages on Facebook. And yes, I have had one person phone me about that. You're right. So I had somebody phone me on Saturday. She'd just received. She'd been looking at Facebook and had seen an advert for a food card, and she was interested in that and clicked on it. And warned her that if she went any further, that she'd agreed to allow an agent to call her, and she didn't want to do that. So in actual fact, she hadn't phoned me. She'd sent me an email. That email about 9 minutes after she sent it to me. So I phoned her back. I thought that was the best way to contact her, and phoned her back, and we spoke. So she was very keen on getting a card, but and she had extra help. Now, people in Onslow County can get extra help, can get a food card if they have extra help, or if they have a certain level of Medicaid and Medicare, then you can get a food card. The one for extra help, it gives you now that's with another company, not with Blue Cross. A small amount of money per quarter that you can use for food.
Okay.
Then there's another card for people with a different company that are on Medicare and Medicaid, that they can get a large amount of money every month. So that's a really good card and very useful for people.
Yeah, it's good.
But the problem is we'd already looked at her situation, and she was better in a different software, in a different plan than getting one with a food card, because one of her drugs wasn't covered and the network. So
that food card
was not worth having for her. So it's and the reason I brought this up today is be very careful if you're phoned up by an agent or you see an advert, whether it's about food cards or whatever it's about changing your plan. If somebody's approaching you about it, or if you're seeing an advert, trying to interest you in changing your plan, it's more than likely, if you've already gone over your plans with an agent who's qualified, who's licensed with all the companies in your area, it's more than likely a scam, or what I call a scam, where someone's trying to sign you up without, where it's in the agent's interest and they're going to get your commission rather than in your interest. About 6 times last year.
Really?
Yes. I had one person who has Parkinson's disease, and we put him in a really good plan for him, in a Blue Cross plan, and we'd arranged transportation with Blue Cross to get him up from Jacksonville all the way to Chapel Hill to have an operation there and back again in February. And they'd also taken a hospital indemnity plan because he was just under 67, so he was able to get it, and without doing medical underwriting. So he was really well covered. And then an agent convinced him that another plan was better for him, and it wasn't. And he phoned me after the event. So he phoned me on the 1st or 2nd of February and said, "Peter, I think I've made a mistake." And we looked at it, and he certainly had, because now he didn't have a transportation. He didn't have his good dental and various other things that he really wanted. So for him, the way to solve that, because he'd already done, was he had to complain, not me, not because I couldn't at this stage, because he'd now taken the action. He had to complain to CMS, the Center for Medicare Services, and get them to tell them that he's incorrectly told about the plan, what the benefits of a new plan were compared to what he had, and he wanted to change back again. And they did that for him.
Oh, good. All right.
Now,
all right, let's take a break and find out a little bit more. Make sure we get the right hours and the days that you're still available at the good old Walmart up here. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. American and UK naval forces with jets and warships knocked down more missile-guided ships in the Red Sea by Houthi fighters based in Yemen.
It's described as the biggest and most complex assault on shipping since the Iran-backed Houthis started their campaign. British and American officials tell us at least 18 drones were projectiles taken out using guns and Sea Viper missiles.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Melania Trump announced the death of her mother, Amalia Navs.
The former First Lady not disclosing a cause of death, but the 78-year-old had been sick for some time. Navs and her husband became U.S. citizens in 2018, 2 years after their son-in-law became president.
Fox's Chris DeMeo. 2 big college basketball upsets. The top 2 ranked teams in the country, Purdue and Houston, lose to unranked Nebraska and Iowa State. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Okay, so the bottom line here, Peter, is that somebody's calling you right now and wanting to try to get you to change over before they realize you already have a plan, because somehow or another they have access to that, which I still have issues with. If I don't sign off on it, I don't think anybody should have just anybody have availability to my information. I just don't like it. That's an invasion of my privacy. But they do. I've had people to call me and say, I understand you have back pain, or you've got a knee problem, or you got foot problems, whatever that I have told a doctor at some point in time that I have. How do they get access to this information?
I don't know exactly. I think it's probably more. I mean, I've got knee problems. I've got back problems. I think it's maybe our age, and I just say they hit something that's the most common.
So why do they even know how old I am? That's what I usually ask them. How do you know I'm on Medicare?
You can get lists of people that are older than 65. You can go to the library. You can pull out the list of people at various ages and so on. Yeah. So you can. I mean, there's some amazing things that you can do online. You can go. You can use InSpatial, and you can get the name of any of the people that own a house. You can be walking along a street, and you can find out that it's John and Julie Pepkin that own that particular house and the next one, and that. So so the amount of information that's online is amazing.
I understand that, but I would just think when it came to medical information, that there would be laws governing.
There are. It's called HIPAA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that apply to? I know you get on a list and they sell these lists.
Yes.
They're making money off of us.
But that's medical. But I don't know. But maybe
there's some unscrupulous.
Well, there had to be something for them to know she had a Blue Cross plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
when Lee got a phone call yesterday, and they told her, "We see you got a Blue Cross plan." Well, how did they know that?
Right, and then they were like, "Let me check to see if what free you get." And I knew that. I was like, no, thank you.
And it wasn't Blue Cross that was phoning you.
Yeah, well, they never identified themselves to begin with as who they were calling for or from.
Then it wouldn't have been.
They
Blue
led
Cross.
you to believe that they were from Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I let them talk a little bit because I wanted to say, I knew it was one of those trying to get you to change over.
Yeah,
representing another company.
What? Yeah.
Well, I had 5 people because we spoke about the one person that was changed, and I had 5 people phone me saying, "Peter, I think I've made a mistake." This was last year, and they'd already agreed to an agent that had phoned them to make a change, and they'd signed up with another company, and they said, "What can I do? Because I don't want to change. I don't want to change." So, what you have to do if somebody does change you, and then you get second thoughts about it, is you need. So there's 2 things you need to do. One is stop the disenrollment from your say you're in a Blue Cross plan. You phone up Blue Cross members, phone up the member services, and tell them that you want to stop the disenrollment from your plan. And then you've got to phone the new company that you are going to be signed up into, and it's one of the other 3 in Onslow County, but it applies to any county. You have to phone that company up and say, "Please, I want to cancel the enrollment. I've been, I don't want to take this plan. I've been, and they will just put you through to their department where they cancel the enrollment that's going to happen, at the end of the month." So you've got to do those 2 things. If you do that, then you'll stay with the plan that you originally picked or that you wanted to.
So that's one good way to do it. Now, if people have questions now, they can approach you in person.
Yeah.
3 days a week, right?
In Walmart. Yes.
In Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. That's on the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but from 2 till 6.
Okay.
That'll be this week and next week. My hours will change a week after that.
Okay. For the next 2 weeks, this week and next week. And that's the Walmart on Marine Boulevard up there at Western Boulevard intersection, right behind Corral.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're located in a kiosk there, where up front, or where are you?
Up front, as you come into the store, right on, you just come in through the pharmacy entrance, and I'm right on the right by where the vision center is.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the tax people. I'm sandwiched between the vision people and the tax people now.
I can see clearly now, right? So that's from 2 to 6 o'clock every day. The 3 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah.
You also can be called anytime, right?
Yes.
Your number 252-373-4056.
Yes, that's right. 252-373-4056.
And I love your website, foxplans.com.
I love it. No, I want Peter to say it. Say it, Peter.
Foxplans.com.
Fox. I do have a question for you. If someone who is under the age of 65 and they're interested in, perhaps a marketplace plan, is it too late for them to sign up?
No, because the open enrollment season for under 65, and that's a good question. Under the enrollment period is still open until the 15th of this month.
That's Monday. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yikes. Okay. That's good to know.
So if there's anybody out there that needs a marketplace plan that's under 65, give me a call. I can give you a hand on that.
Okay. So help me out again. What is a marketplace plan?
It's what we used to call a bum.
Okay.
I think that's how most people
Sure.
used to know it anyway.
Affordable Care Act or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But Obamacare is what it was. Marketplace plan. If you're interested in it, you're under 65, you can come see you.
You come and see
Till
me
Monday.
or give me a call.
Until Monday.
You got till Monday. Now, like the Blue Cross app, what do you suggest people do about that don't know? What can they do with it? Some people don't use apps and some people only use apps. What can they do with the Blue Cross app, for example? I know all of them have apps. But
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is something I've heard about a lot, and I've never actually tried myself until yesterday.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I thought this year I decided I'm going to set up instead of having a book to a diary or planner to plan with, I do it all electronically because I got fed up with leaving a planner somewhere, and I left it behind 3 times last year, swapping between various offices and so on. So I thought I'd get myself electronic. So, and I thought if I'm doing that, then let's also do it with signing up for the desktop
Right.
on Blue Cross. You can get the member website, downloaded the app. And there's actually a surprising amount of stuff that you can do on the app. And I looked at also, my wife's in a different plan with a different company, and she's got she's able to do similar things as well with her company. So all these companies have the same
they do
thing.
interchange.
And
yeah.
I've never used it before, and I was looking last night because I wanted to be able to talk about it today. And you can look at the claims that you've made. If you lose your card, you can print out another card. I mean, sure, you'd still want to phone up member services and ask them to send you a laminate. But in the meanwhile, it's right there, so you can print it out yourself. So you don't have to worry, trying to find an agent or trying to phone the company and waiting till they send the card. You've actually be able to do it straight away. You can manage your plan. You can get it. You can start. It tells you how to organize a personal emergency response system. The button you put around your neck. You can arrange transportation. It'll tell you about the fitness plans and where you can sign up for those. Hearing how you can go about that, and you can pick a dentist. You can find a doctor or a specialist using that app. There's various forms that you might need. Find your pharmacy and what your medications and so on are. So there's a lot of things that you can do now, and I haven't explored it all. I've got it on my phone right now.
I understand. Yeah. Well, that'd be helpful for some people as well, so they can see if they have questions, or they need to. I always encourage people to go on your healthcare apps and learn as much as you can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That means I'd have to put it
Yes,
into that
Rayford, I
passive
know
phone.
you need to get with the times. Yes. Yes. I can download it for you if you want me to.
No.
Okay. Because you don't want to learn it.
It's just anywhere you go, you'll have your information. If you don't have your card with you, you can show it
It just
on your
takes up
phone.
more space on this phone.
Well, that's what it's for.
Do you know how many apps Kelly and I have?
Look how many. Have you not?
I mean,
seen
look
my
at here.
phone?
I mean,
Like I'm scrolling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages
and
of apps.
yeah,
on
and
my
I
phone.
deleted a lot of mine.
I did too. The ones I never use. Yeah.
Quit talking about phones now. You know this baby's old. You're gonna jinx it.
It's still kicking.
Okay,
It's
so
still running.
if I wanted to do some searching and research and find out if for myself, which plan is the better one or the best one to use?
Call Peter.
Yeah, I know that part. But if I wanted to take a look at what I've got,
Right.
and while I, so it's just kind of late for me to change, obviously, but until for next year. Well, this year now, but later this year. Is there something I can do to look at stuff and make some kind of a comparison?
You gov, and you can get an idea of what some of the benefits are by putting in your zip code and seeing what the benefits for your area are. It does not go into detail, and it doesn't tell you all the nuances that an agent, for instance, would know about it. And that's a sad thing. It's very hard to be able to compare plans unless you are speaking to somebody that has that's contracted with those particular plans, because there's a level of information on Medicare.gov. There's a level of information in the handbook that you get about Medicare from the government, because you got all the companies at the back of that book, which is quite handy too. But it doesn't tell you all the ins and outs of it, which you really should need to know. Yeah.
Okay. What have you got coming up? Anything special? I know we got open enrollment for certain cases until the end of March, but is there anything else out there that we need to know about that we should be thinking about now, even if we're looking at changing next October or whenever?
No, I would say the main things would be make sure you're going to the best pharmacy for you for the prices and that suits you the best. Other things that you can do. I suppose really the only other things really, if you're moving, if you're retiring, or if you're turning 65, I can help people like that. Or that's something that affects people at this time.
Is there anything I can look at in my existing plan to see if I'm getting all of the benefits that I'm paying for?
Yeah, I would study your existing plan and make sure that you're making look at what you're meant to be getting in terms of dental and vision and hearing, and make use of any of those benefits, transportation if you need it, if you've got it, anything like that. So that because a lot of people over the counter, like the last year I didn't spend any money on over the counter, and I really should have done. And I keep saying I'm going to, but at least I have downloaded the app and got it on my phone.
Oh, one of those things again. All right, well, Peter, thank you. We appreciate it. All the information as always. And if people have a question for you, they can either see you today, tomorrow, or this week, and same days next week from 2 to 6 at the Walmart. You'll be up front. It'll be easy to find it. Just ask a couple of questions and you'll pick up the accent in a hurry.
I'm telling you, you've done a lot to help a lot of us. And
Mhm.
anyone that has questions or just doesn't understand it really needs to get a hold of Mr. Right here
Yes.
and talk to him, because there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
So much more than what I ever imagined.
Yes, it is. And I got started in it this year, well, last year now, but it just time got away from me because the plan that I'm in had to be changed before that particular date in December.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look at it and be sure it's whatever is the best for us, for my wife and I, because we're on a kind of like the joint plan.
Mhm.
So we'll go from there. Thank you, Peter.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Have a good rest of your day and be careful with the
Yes.
wind today and
And
again
the
on
debris
Friday.
on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, be
Lots
careful.
of stuff out there.
Yeah.
And if you find any extra firewood, just put it in your car and bring it on next week.
Let me know. I'll come pick it up.
You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back with the weather.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your and windstorm clear write your own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands. For Allstate Swansboro, call today 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for Savings Insurance.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. You can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family or how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand, we stand behind it.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated. Model Junior. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint and maintain, power wash, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live on local Real Talk, and taking a look at the weather. It hasn't been real good for you guys out there who like to fish lately. If you like boating or hunting or anything else, the weather's just been less than conducive.
It's going to continue like that for a
It's going to be
while.
that way for a while.
Yeah.
Too much wind it does not make for a good day on the water. I
No.
will tell you that right now, unless you're a sailboater, and it's just not. No, forget about it. We wait long enough, it'll get better.
Mhm.
Just guaranteed. That's the way it's going to happen. And 10 days from now, don't count on any snow around here.
Mm-mm.
Even though you said, Lee, somebody out there is saying that on the 19th is.
Drew, according to AccuWeather.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
I just, because that's what a lot of weather agencies use,
Mhm.
and it does not show that, Drew.
well, good.
I sent him the link.
But while you're waiting for the good weather to come around here, if you're a fisherman, here's what you need to do. You need to get your rods and reels out, first of all. Lube up that reel, put some new line on it, because if it's got monofilament and it's been out there, it's probably worn. If you used it last year, you let that thing sit on your boat out there, the sunlight does not do good things for mono line, okay? You can come on down to Tideline Marine any day, and they'll help you out, tell you what you need to do for your rod's eyes, that thing that the string goes through, whether it's braid or monofilament. If it's got little burrs on it or any of those things do, as they tend to get, you can shred your line.
Yeah.
You can put little nicks in it and a little fish on there, and they go
Mhm.
snap, and like, what the heck just happened? It's gone. So, take a look, see at some of your gear and make sure it's in good shape. It is still wintertime, and we are going to have some more freezing temperatures, guaranteed.
Yep.
And sometimes those temperatures, if they get down, as we have in the past, they get down to like in the teens, and then the highs during the day are still freezing or just above freezing. Any water, especially in your lower unit for your inboard outboard motors, if there's any water in there, it can freeze, and when it freezes, it expands, and there's bad things that happen at that point in time. If you service your own boat, you can do that. You can stop by Tideline Marine. They've got special antifreeze for RVs and boats that they'll sell you, and you can do that. If you don't want to do it yourself, just drop your boat off. Let the professionals take care of it for you. Tideline Marine, they're at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. The winds are going to continue blowing today. 30 to 40 knot with gusts to 50 knots, diminishing to 25 to 30 with gusts up to 35 knots this afternoon. These are offshore out to about 20 miles. Seas big, 11 to 16 feet, subsiding this afternoon to 8 to 11. Near shore, the seas will come down from 9 to 13 to 7 to 10 this afternoon. Dominant period 10 seconds. Sounds and rivers extremely rough, diminishing to very rough this afternoon. Tomorrow, westerly winds 10 to 15, seas 4 to 6. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and chop. Easterly winds on Friday 10 to 15 knots, becoming southeasterly 20 to 25 with gusts up to 35 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet, building to 4 to 6 in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers are moderate chop, becoming very rough in the afternoon.
Today, sunny, high of 54, winds 17 miles an hour with gusts as high as 29. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 32, but not really windy at all. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 56. Winds about 9 miles an hour with gusts as high as 15. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, low of 34. Friday is going to be gross, rainy. It's going to be 66, but gusty.
First forecast I've ever heard being called gross.
I've said that before. Yeah, it's just going to be gross Friday. It's just too
As long
bad.
as they're
Yeah.
over by Saturday, I have to travel.
Same.
Not me. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Jennifer.
Good morning.
Hey,
This is
Jennifer.
How are y'all?
Good
I'm fine. How
morning,
are you?
Jennifer. How'd you do last night?
Oh, we rocked right on through it.
Good.
Everything did, it scooted some stuff around out in Terry's trailer. It actually pushed the trailer all the way over, but it's just a little one that for it scooted.
Well, I thought about you
And,
last night because they said that
well,
one
thank
tornado
you.
warning. They
Half moon.
were saying half moon, and I was like, no.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my daughter lives next door, and she texted me and she said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. Are you?" She said, "Yes," because that was probably about when it was, because there was one that was a whole lot worse than the rest of them. But yeah, we're talking about insurance this morning, and a different type of insurance. So I just wanted to call in and give you a little bit of information that some of the listeners
probably don't know about.
Okay.
So, as y'all know, we were in a car accident last year.
Yep, you were.
Not our fault. And so the other lady's insurance paying for the car and medical bills and blah, blah, blah. And I had talked to them about, when Terry and I had gone to the hospital, and they had told me that they would take care of that, and actually had sent me an email saying that they would be taking care of they would be taking care of the hospital bills, all the medical bills that were incurred from that day.
Yes.
So I started getting bills, and it started off with Bill, and then a couple of phone calls and talking to the hospital, and they told me, well, no, you need to let the ER physicians group be informed, and you need to let the radiology be informed. And so I did, and everything I thought was taken care of. And then we got a bill the end of the week for several $1,000s
Oh, my.
from the Memorial Hospital.
Uh-huh.
And so then Terry and I were actually out day before yesterday, Monday, in town, and I text from the financial department of Bonsall Memorial Hospital, and I asked him I said, you feel all right? Are you all right if we stay out town a little bit longer? Let's go to the hospital and see people face to face. So I did. Went in, talked to them, and they gave me this long line about how, well, the insurance company had paid, but they only paid blah, blah, blah. And so I pulled up the screenshot of the email, and I said, well, ma'am, it says here, and she says, well, I'm very sorry. We see this a lot with insurance companies, that they don't pay all of it. And so her supervisor called me, because naturally she wasn't in, and she called me, and she, told me, she said, well, ma'am, you need to call the insurance company. So I called the insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday. Yesterday. And the lady told me that they were not required to pay the full bill. It didn't matter what that email said. According to North Carolina House Bill Rule number 414, they could pay a prorated amount. I said, but the email says you were paying it all. She said, well, yeah, all that was prorated. I said, well, why didn't you tell me that? She said, well, we don't have to.
I had to call Mike Causey.
So I told her, I said, ma'am, I don't know how old you are. I said, pretend that your parents were in an automobile accident and this happened to them. Now, there's a lot of people out there that might not be aware of this, and then the hospital starts going after them, and then making arrangements and trying to make some payments. I said, this isn't right. I don't care. I said, I'm not a senator, a congressman, anything. I'm not aware of North Carolina House Bill Rule number 414, and I'd be willing to bet there's a whole lot of people that's not aware of it. And, I don't really care who pays it, but I'm not going to, basically is what I told her on the phone. And she said, well, let me call my supervisor. So she called her supervisor, and then she called me back. And she informed me that they would go ahead and take care of all of the bill. And she also told me that all of the hospitals in North Carolina are aware of this, and that they are supposed to take what is paid, and then they're supposed to write off the rest of it. They're not supposed to go after the person.
That's the impression that I was under as well.
Yeah. So, with that being said, any of you listeners out there, if this happens to you, don't go trying to pay it, because the hospital is just trying to get more money that they shouldn't be going after you for. That it's apparently, because I told her, I said, tell me that one more time, because I want to write it down. And she says, North Carolina House Bill Rule number 414, and that the hospitals are supposed to accept what the insurance company is paying them, and then they're supposed to just absorb the rest of it. And I mean, we're talking, one bill was $12,221, and they paid $8,000, and then the other bill was $14,449.09, and I think about $10,000 of that. So I mean, it was leaving us owing over $8,000
Wow.
to the hospital that they were trying to get.
Well, the other
So-
option is, of course, is you can always sue the insurance company. Actually,
Well-
you can sue the driver of the car that hit you.
Right, right. Well, I think the lady from the insurance company yesterday, and it was Geico is who the other insured, the lady that is who she said. And I told her, I said, the sad thing is, I says, I go to the hospital and they tell me, well, ma'am, we see this a lot. I said, but yeah, I talked to you. You tell me, well, the hospitals are aware of this and they shouldn't be doing so. You're blaming the hospital's blaming you, and I'm stuck in the middle. I said, and to tell you the truth, I said, I don't mean this to sound harsh, but between two big corporations, the hospital and yourself, I really don't care who pays it, but y'all leave me out of it. And she said, well, I completely understand with what you're saying. And I said, well, I'm glad you do. I said, but this, I didn't hit myself. I didn't rear end myself. I didn't cause the accident at all. And you sent me an email and I read it to her. I said, it didn't say we're going to pay a prorated amount. And if anything happens, you need to.
When do we get calls? When do we get our insurance commissioner back on the line? Because this is a
Yes.
question I want to ask him.
What did you say the number of that bill was?
440.
She quoted me North Carolina House Bill Rule 414.
414.
Now, I'm looking
I
it
found
up.
it and it said,
Investigation.
I just looked it up and it said it was for broadband.
Yes, for broadband. I read the bill to see if that
It
might
doesn't
be
say it. I
tucked
just
in
looked it up.
somewhere else,
No.
but it's not
She
there.
told me North Carolina House Bill Rule
Wait, okay, hold on.
414.
Let me try that.
When I
House Bill
punched in
Rule.
Rule 414, it comes up. 2012 General Statutes, Rule 414. Evidence offered to prove past medical expenses shall be limited to evidence of the amounts actually paid to satisfy the bills that have been satisfied, regardless of the source of payment. That'd be like stereo instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me read this.
And that's the thing. You can. I didn't. I was trying to.
Somebody else's
I had a little
interpretation
bit-
of it.
The storm was, the wind was starting to pick up, and I was trying to make sure trash can was secure and all that. So I honestly did not go on there and do a lot of investigation with Mr. Google as far as what this is, but that's what she told me. So I don't know.
Well, we'll send him an email first.
All right.
You just send him an email and then we'll get a response from him. Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, well, I just wanted to let y'all know because, I'm not the only person
Apparently
that
not.
this has happened to, and I just don't want it to happen to somebody else
Yeah.
and them not realize it.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
All right.
All right.
Thank you,
Y'all
Jennifer.
have a good day.
Best to you.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Let's take a break here live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always suited for. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Hitting the road this year to do some traveling? Make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 90353-4760. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality trained systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heat services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-22. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Well, it was a really strange case that NCIS had that they were investigating. I saw on the Daily Online today, they have closed their investigation into a TikTok video of a man claiming to have helped bury a body aboard Camp Lejeune. Back in October, NCIS and the Marine Corps began investigating the TikTok, which shows a man who the caption claims is a sergeant in the Marine Corps talking to a woman in the background about an incident involving himself and 2 other Marines. He claimed they killed a random biker dude, his words, took him into a landing zone that, his words again, no one ever used, and buried the body almost 10 feet down. Now, let me explain to you. You're going to dig a hole 10 feet down. First of all, that's a long ways to be digging a hole. And what are you going to dig it with? You got to have a long shovel, or you're going to have to get down there and throw the dirt out. So the guy, I mean, right up front, I'm sure NCIS was saying, what are you doing?
I saw his TikTok.
The man also claimed he was the designated driver and that they had initially planned to dump the body in the jetty, but a military police vehicle scared them off. In the jetty? What jetty? Aboard Camp Lejeune.
Where did the jetty come in?
His choice of words is just really weird, or whatever. Right. I don't know. Whatever. It's all screwed up. Good morning. Who's this? Hello. Oh, we had a caller, but
It's
he hung up.
I watched that TikTok when it came out, when the news story hit this, and I looked it up and watched it. And
anyway, no charges filed.
Bizarre.
No charges have been brought.
I wonder if he's had to go before his CEO, though.
If he is a Marine, I don't know. Who knows? Who actually even knows?
It was really crazy.
All right, I think we got our caller back. Good morning. Who's this? We got 2 people. Hello.
Good morning. This is Bill. I'm not the guy that just had called and hung up.
Okay.
I was calling back, I guess, about that situation with that happened in Texas. But I know, having a neighbor who had 2 children that were preemies, that the babies were so small, and it was after 2 weeks he was allowed to hold when he went up to see the baby, the father, that the first baby was so small that it fit in the palm of his hand.
Yeah, I've seen those too. Okay, Bill, what's your point here? We got somebody else holding too.
My point was, I guess, in that kind of situation, and I'm not a doctor by any means, but wouldn't it, if the baby was of a size where they could keep it alive and treat it separately?
They do that all the time.
Yes, this was an unusual case.
I'm not sure if they could do it at the 5-month period or not. If the baby would just die.
Even if they could, the baby was not viable at that time to live, even born any direction anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, it would just make to me it would make sense if you would separate it from the baby. If the baby was big enough to put on some kind of life support and keep it in an incubator until it grew bigger.
All right, Bill, we got to go. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Anyway, bye now.
Bye. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Rayford and Lee. How y'all?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Just not sure if anyone's called and mentioned this or not about the license plate bureau.
Yes, we did this morning.
We did.
Good, very good. Okay, I wasn't sure, so I just wanted to call that to folks. So maybe only Express, but it saves a trip to Maysville, which was not fun for me when I went.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You still got to go there for the license plate transactions. I'm sorry, Rayford.
Yeah, I'm going to mail mine in this time. I've got email it in, so I'm going to renew mine here shortly.
Well, yeah, that is the best option, but for you got to turn in a license plate.
Yep.
But hats off to Chris Rayner who made a comment on Express. That's an oxymoron. Yeah. And one other thing on your snow forecast. Yes, it is going to snow in January, and then we're going to get 4 inches the third week of February.
Sure. Gotcha.
Chris, go have another cup of coffee.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye.
All right, see ya.
Have I got time to make an announcement? I meant to make this yesterday.
Go ahead.
This is for one of it's the Jacksonville Onslow Arts Council of Arts. Under new leadership, Chris Burt is now the new director.
Oh, good.
Yes, and they're having a meet and greet reception for the Invitational Art Show. Specific artists were contacted and asked to show their 5 or 6 best pieces of art for this show. Theme shows will happen each month, and February is the African American art. For this is 6 to 8 p.m. this Friday night, January 12th. The Arts Council is open 10 to 5, Tuesday through Friday. And on the 4th Friday of the month is open mic night with live music. People can sing, bring instruments, read poetry. Light refreshments will be served. So I just wanted to get that out there about the reception.
Okay.
This Friday night, 6 to 8. And that's right there on Newbridge Street.
Sounds
across
like a
from the
winner.
post office.
There you go. You're live across from the post office?
Mm-hmm. Right near it.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Across from City Hall.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Which used to be
right
the post
there.
office.
Yes.
Way back when.
We'll see how. Okay.
You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSN.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, the Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and Be a part of an outstanding team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
It's the 51st annual Trenton Volunteer Fire Department EMS Annual Farm Equipment and General Auction. Jones County, come to buy. Saturday, January 13th, beginning at 8:30 a.m. Bring your items to sell Thursday, January 11th and Friday, January 12th, and come to buy. There will be farm equipment, including tractors, plows, harvesters, combines, trailers and sprayers, trucks, dump, grain, and pickup trucks, miscellaneous items such as cars, boats, campers, tools, furniture, a flea market with household items, toys, antiques, just about everything, even bulldozers and backhoes. Booth rentals are available, and there will be a homemade bake sale. Country cooked barbecue and chicken place will be available. There will be 7 auctioneers and over 5,000 people in attendance. The Freedom 97.1, 11:20 a.m. crew will be broadcasted live. That's me, your buddy Hollywood, 11 to 1 from Rock Motor Company, 252-448-2161. After 6 p.m., call 252-448-4161 or 252-448-4441. Be a part of the fun and excitement of the 51st Annual Trenton Volunteer Fire Department and EMS Annual Farm Equipment and General Auction, Saturday, January 13th, beginning at 8:30 a.m. Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located 4111 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Yeah, that ad we just heard there for Chappie's Chicken. I got some of that chicken. It was from you. Oh, it is so good. I got that and some ribs, some really cool stuff. Why do we get pop-ups on here in the middle of my
you kept talking about it, and I finally had to go.
Oh, it's some really good stuff. Got some special seasoning on it. I don't know what it is, but that's the best fried chicken I've ever had.
I agree with you. It's better than Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
seasoning was just great.
Mm-hmm. So, House Republicans are doubling down in their ongoing investigation into the White House over its decision to allow plans to house migrants, illegal aliens, on public land in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Natural Resources Committee Chairman Bruce Westerman, a Republican out of Arkansas, and Republican Paul Gosar, Representative Paul Gosar, a Republican out of Arizona, the top GOP member of the panel's oversight subcommittee, sent a series of new questions and document requests to White House Council on Environmental Quality to Chairwoman there, Brenda Mallory, in a letter Monday. According to the Republicans, the White House migrant housing plans appear to disregard environmental concerns. The pair opened the probe in November, issuing their first request for additional information regarding the analysis for leasing Gateway National Recreation Area's Floyd Bennett Field, property located in New York City's Brooklyn borough and managed by the National Park Service, to the local government for migrant housing. Mallory, though, ignored that letter. Now, we know what those illegals coming across our border, our southern border, we know what kind of damage they do to the environment and to the public lands, to the private lands, privately owned lands. We know what goes on there. What do you think they're going to do in a park? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to have a lot of care about what the damage they do? No.
Well, weren't there stories coming out of hills?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Destroying them.
It's just, what? I don't know where.
Why are we even doing this?
Why?
Why?
Stop them and deport them.
Why? We need to take care of our own people first. Hey, you remember yesterday when you were talking about Iowa's Republican caucus?
Yeah.
Well, I did some research because I was very curious about it. All right. This will be the first time the Republican Party has ever done it. The Democratic Party has done it before, but they said no more. But this, where they'll be voting for a presidential nominee, is just their way of saying we're the state of Iowa. This is who we want for president. But how it works is there's no polling places. You got 1,600 precincts in Iowa. Each precinct will meet, whether it's at somebody's house, it's at a school, church, or wherever, and they will together, all 1,600 precincts individually, will be watching these presidential candidates give their speeches. After they give their speeches, they decide each precinct who their nomination is. In other words, who their favorite is. And they do it on a secret ballot. Then each ballot has to be sent to in charge of counting them all. So this could take all night long. And I just think it's ridiculous. Why are you doing this? It's hard for some people to attend this because it's going to be held at 7 p.m. on a weeknight in the dead of winter. And it's forecasted to be 8 degrees minus that night. But the Democrats said a long ago, they said it's just too much trouble. I mean, that's why you have conventions, because you have delegates from each area. I was a delegate in 2020. Of course, we ended up not having the convention because of COVID. Delegates go in there and you represent your voters, your Republicans in the county that you're representing. But this whole thing is being put on by volunteers, and it could take hours or more for the results to come in. Anything? It means nothing.
Nope.
Just this is who we want.
Yeah, but the Iowa folks love it.
Yeah. This is the first time I'm confused when you were talking about it. I was like, what? This is the first time ever that the Republican Party has done this.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of crazy.
Well, we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see how
I'll
it
be
goes.
interested to watch it.
The Clinton Presidential Center was the subject of intense mockery on social media with an very ill-timed post meant to commemorate World Typing Day. Ready? On Monday, the Presidential Library, established by former President Bill Clinton, took to X with an old photo of him typing on a laptop computer.
It had to be very old.
1998.
Oh my gosh.
On November 7, 1998, President Bill Clinton typed out and sent his first ever email. Want to guess who it was sent to?
Epstein.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. They took it down as quickly as they could, but too bad. The social media people did it, and it went viral.
Of course they did.
My God gracious.
Oh my gosh, Epstein. Wow, that's going to be a long, drawn out story. That's going to go on forever. Did you hear about the big bust the Coast Guard made in Florida?
No.
Oh, yeah. Let me see
Haven't
if I
yet.
can- Yeah. U.S. Coast Guard Margaret Norvell, Norville, crew members intercepted over 2,450 pounds of cocaine valued at $32.2 million in the Caribbean Sea. It was offloaded in Miami on Tuesday.
That's a ton.
Yes. They've also taken into custody 6 suspected smugglers who now face prosecution by the Department of Justice in federal court.
Were they
Maybe see what
natives
they
of another country?
shape. Probably so. Well, kudos to the Coast Guard on that. That's a big.
They're getting loads of dope every week. Most of it we don't hear about. It's just routine to them.
Right.
If you go to the Coast Guard website and pay attention to it, they put out the news on it on a regular basis, but it seldom makes national news.
Yeah, they said they were assisted by the assistance from Cutter Richard Nixon. Is that a Coast Guard cutter?
Yep.
Okay. Cutter, I like that one. And the Joint Interagency Task Force South.
Yep. Okay.
Shoo.
Okay, we're into this day,
Yes,
and
we are.
tomorrow we're going to have. They could not make it. They couldn't get together in time to do their live interview that goes along with their spot sales for the Christmas package, Hooters.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
So
the Hooter
we
girls.
got two young ladies coming tomorrow, and it'll be at 7:45 tomorrow morning to talk about. It's probably really good they're coming in now because with the football season coming up,
Yes.
and all the playoff games that will be happening, and all that sort of good stuff, and Hooters is a sports bar, and then there's the Super Bowl. So
Right.
anyway, I did something some years ago. I got a football, and we had people to guess. That was remember the deflate.
That's
The
a big
underinflated
hashtag
yeah.
deflate. Yes.
And anyway, I got one and deflated it to a certain amount, and
Right.
had people pick it up and guess how much air was in it.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
I gave them some tickets for
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah.
That was when the deflate gate was going on.
Oh man.
We will see you tomorrow morning. So be sure to join us. Chris Miller will also join us about 8:40 or so in the morning. Talk about the local sports and what's going on in the area and what to look out for.
We
So,
have Cardinal basketball.
yes,
this
we
week,
do.
don't we?
Yep, on 15th, I think. Anyway, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yes.
You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME, WSME 971.com. Worldwide, you can get us. Coming up now is Fox News at 10 o'clock, another dose of the Daily D's with Rick. And this afternoon, Rick will hand it off to Hollywood, the man, and about town. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1.